So we're going to talk about this situation with Kingdom Hearts. Apparently, the Switch box art for the Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3 has been accused of using AI. And now I don't know for sure if it is AI, but we have people on Blue Sky, remember Blue Sky, pouring through every piece of artwork from every company ever and looking for signs of AI usage. And this is kind of crazy. Like, I get it if the end product is terrible, but it really is kind of like a witch hunt right now. I mean, literally every studio, everything they put out is being scrutinized. I'm like, how much time do you have to analyze every frame of every piece of art, every animation, every comic book cover, every comic book panel, every piece of fan art? I mean, it's going to get harder and harder to squash AI usage or suspected AI usage. And, you know, as time goes on, more and more of the tool sets that are being used by creatives will just naturally have AI as part of it. It doesn't mean the AI is doing the work for the person necessarily. It might be as simple as making some corrections or, making minor tweaks so they don't have to erase a whole bunch of stuff. You still need a human pilot. And I keep trying to stress that with people, and they don't seem to understand it because they're so terrified of it. They don't understand how it actually works or what its limitations are. Instead, they're going to spend all of their time looking for reasons not to buy products. And you are going to be SOL within the next couple of years, because literally every piece of graphic design, everything, unless it's somebody's hand-drawn, hand-painted something at a convention, maybe, whatever, 95% of this stuff is going to incorporate AI in some capacity because, again, it's becoming part of the tool set. Now, I think there was a lot of AI slop at the beginning. I still think there is a lot of AI slop, just like there's a lot of Photoshop crap. Just because you have Photoshop doesn't mean you know what you're doing with it, right? But professionals are embracing these tools. They're afraid to talk about it because they don't want to get canceled. But the truth is, most of what's being produced today is being produced with the assistance of AI in many cases. Not every company. There are some companies that have, actually taken a hard line and said, no, we're not going to do it. But I'm like, if you're going to avoid any and all AI produced artwork, you're going to have a really hard time of it over the next couple of years. And people are they're going through everybody's artwork, trying to run it through AI detectors, which I'm going to tell you, they're not accurate. I actually ran some of my older artwork from like 2014, 2015 through an AI detector. It said it was AI, or like 87% chance it was AI. And this happened before too. Somebody ran some old D&D digital artwork through the AI detector. It also was confirmed as AI, and it was drawn in like 2012. So it's like, that's not a good indicator either. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the consumer and whether or not the consumer wants to spend money on the product. And that's what it is. I hate to break it to you guys. I know a lot of you have these highfalutin ideas of what your art is or what it means to be an artist. If you're a commercial artist, you're creating product. And I worked as a commercial artist for years. You are creating product. You're making hamburgers. They could be damn fine hamburgers, but you are creating a consumable product. And Kingdom Hearts, as much as some people love this game, it is a consumable product. It was a collaboration between Disney and Square, two for-profit companies, very, very for-profit companies, who thought that they would sell a lot of games if they mashed these characters up. It was always designed to be a commercial product. Some people, man, they take it so seriously. You're not allowed to talk about Kingdom Hearts. You're not allowed to talk about it. I learned this the hard way. I posted a reaction video a couple of years ago, and people are circulating this again. One of the only times I've ever privated a video on this channel, and it was because I said I wasn't that impressed with the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and this is like 5 years ago, and they started going after our kids in the comments because they found out, well, our daughter is actually named after a Kingdom Hearts character, because I was actually playing Kingdom Hearts when my wife was pregnant, so we named her after a character, and they just started going after our kids, and I took it down because I'm like, you know what? Normally I wouldn't. I don't think I would do that today, but I normally wouldn't do that. But these Kingdom Hearts stands are so insane. Some of them are just absolutely crazy. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all they're going through every piece of artwork. But it's not just Kingdom Hearts. It's actually Disney too. Disney has apparently been busted. Now this one, I do agree. I think that they are using AI at least for in between frames. It's a huge time saver. Most people are not going to notice. Animators are going to notice because we have some assets just disappearing completely, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But what I'm trying to say, I'm not saying you have to like it. Again, I'm not saying you have to love AI. I'm not saying that you have to go all in on AI or consume AI products. I'm just saying you're going to have a hard time avoiding AI products because all these companies are going to use it. They just announced a deal today that Google and A24, which is an indie studio, they're going to be doing some stuff with AI together. Lots of deals being made. Disney was going all in on it. So of course, they're experimenting with it. So it's like what I'm saying is if you're going to spend all your time trying to spot the AI, it's like you're gonna burn out completely. That's like going through every package or every greeting card or every magazine and be like, oh my God, guys, they use computers to put this stuff together. You're gonna nuke yourself because you're not gonna be able to keep up with all of it. And we're gonna start to see more and more product in entertainment, in animation and video games, especially over the next couple of years that uses AI. And it's going to get to a place where you're not going to be able to tell the difference. And that's what I'm saying. We're going to have allegations of AI usage, but it's going to get to a place where most people will not know for 100% if AI was used or not, because if you're good at it, it's getting harder and harder to tell. Just imagine where it's going to be 5 years from now compared to where it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we had Will Smith eating spaghetti and it looked weird as hell. We had bizarre AI images with, extra fingers and all that. And people aren't laughing now. They used to laugh at it and be like, oh, it's just slop. There's extra fingers and, things just don't look right. And there are a few tells here and there, but the newer models are getting freakishly good at it. And really what this is about at the end of the day, and look, it's a legit concern, is it's getting so good that a lot of people working in the animation industry and the video game industries right now will no longer have jobs. Not everybody. You need human operators, but you're basically going to have smaller staffs doing more with these tools. And that is terrifying to people, I think, that want to break into the industry because they're like, where the hell do I even start? And I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. I wish I did. I think you can try making your own stuff and try to grow your audience on social media, but like I don't have a very clean answer, or at least I don't have an answer that most people are going to like. I'm just saying it's here. So anyway, we'll take a look at the Kingdom Hearts complaint first. This is coming from Nintendo Everything. Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3. Nintendo Switch 2 box art replaced following AI usage accusations. Again, they can't say definitively. The company has not said. Why would they? Why would they? Same with Wizards of the Coast. They got busted 3 or 4 times using AI, and now I can guarantee you that they're using it on Magic cards and in D&D art right now, and they're just not telling you. Square has gone ahead and updated the box art for Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3, following claims the original image was made with the help of AI. The new version isn't live anywhere just yet, but starting to appear at some retailers. Fans quickly noticed a number of inconsistent details and parts of the art being warped. That led to the immediate accusation that AI was involved. Although AI may have been used, the conversation might be slightly more nuanced. Blue Sky user Kahani pointed out that series creator Tetsuo Nomura made the original art, but was likely then put into AI to change character positions. Again, this is probably the best use of it currently, is to make quick changes to things, because you'd be surprised how many hours it can take sometimes to make changes. Just like back in the day with comic book art before digital art, if you were drawing and inking comic books on Bristol, which a lot of people still do, by the way, because they want to sell the originals. But if you screw up, especially on the inking side of it, you have to basically replace that panel or use a lot of whiteout. And it is a lot of work. And now you can have your backgrounds, you can just have them as a separate layer and just delete it and start over, or just make some tweaks to it. You've got unlimited undo. And I know people were accusing comic artists of cheating when they went to digital too. So with that explanation out there, let's see how the box art has changed. First up, here's the original version. Okay, so this is a Switch 2 version. I'm not sure exactly what the complaint is. People said about Donald. Oh, Donald's got too many fingers. And his tongue is a little weird. Okay, as somebody who's drawn Donald Duck art officially for Disney, I would have picked up on that immediately. I'm just saying, I would have picked up on that immediately. And here's a new version. They hid the art. Wait a second. He had four fingers. Yeah, Donald only has 3 fingers. Okay, so this is the original. Yeah, okay. So this is the original version in the US. Got it. And then they changed it to this. And they hid the 4-fingered hand, I think. Also, his tongue is wrong. His tongue should be pink. All right. AI controversy aside, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3 should be very positive. A positive release for fans. Let's see. Here's the thread. Let's go out to Blue Sky and see what the original poster said. So this cover have been pointed out for being AI generated. That's what they said. Yeah, it's shit, but after I did some digging, it's kind of more complicated than this. Let me explain. So this is actual artwork. It's just they tweaked it. Appears the cover isn't entirely made by AI, but it's originally a true artwork made by Nomura, which was then put into AI. As you can see, all the oddities like Donald's fingers don't appear in the original version. Okay, so that's what they're going with then, is the original version. And it seems the original untouched version is used for the Japanese PS5 and Switch 2 version of the game. The PS5 physical copy is exclusive to Japan, but then this is where it starts to get weird. The US Switch 2 cover of the game uses the shitty modified AI version as a cover. Yeah, so this would be somebody doing it on the cheap, probably at Square. So it seems in the end, the blame lies with Square Enix's US division, which, believing that the Japanese cover art wouldn't appeal to Western audience, decided to modify it using AI rather than commissioning a new one or simply keeping the Japanese version. If this shitty cover doesn't change in the future, I think I'll buy the Japanese version of the game. Update. To prove my point, another Blue Sky user, one of the artists who can mimic the best of Nomura's art style, stated exactly the same thing. So I think they modified it. And look, I mean, you're well within your rights to buy or not buy, but what I'm saying is I'm seeing some really insane threads. And I've seen some people get accused of using AI that aren't using AI. Full disclosure, my shitty thumbnails are AI generated. Yeah, mostly. I do a lot of times use base photos, and I do position the stuff where I want it. But the final rinse over, and I may add text and stuff like that, but the final rinse over is usually AI because it's disposable. Our videos are news videos. They burn off quick. People are like, why didn't you hire an artist to do your video thumbnail? I'm like, bitch, by the time the artist got it done, the news would be old. Okay. It's YouTube. It's all YouTube poop. Everything on YouTube is YouTube poop. Okay. I'm sorry. This isn't, so this is a Wendy's, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference. Now, if you're putting together a $200 million Disney animated movie, you want it to look a little better than my AI thumbnails, right? So this is coming from katak.exe on X. How come Walt Disney Animation, a $2.3 billion company, is laying off animators and making AI slop garbage to save money? It's not even hard to tell. These frames are milliseconds apart, yet she has an earring in one and not the other. That is how it appears, yeah. Because you can see it right there, and it's not there. Even these frames, they're seconds apart. Her hair clips are wrong. The earring is missing, and the bangs are off. This is the same scene. So the earring just like magically appears, or does she get the earring at some other point in time in the, no, it looks like the same scene. There's like, yeah, interesting. That's interesting. That is an interesting catch. Alvin De Cruz says art errors do exist in human created works. Very true. This person says it's not AI slop, it's an animating error. Well, actually, no, I actually do agree with the original poster on this one. They said there are other aspects of the trailer that make it seem AI generated and overall bland. Bland, absolutely. The latest Disney stuff is bland. See also Wish. I only pointed out this specific error I noticed. However, it's been pointed out that errors like this happen even in 3D animation, so it's definitely just a suspicion on my side. So her earring is hidden under a braid, this person says. Not defending Disney's support of AI at all, but this can easily be a human error. People are pointing out Elsa in Frozen in 2014, and it would have been animated in what, 2012, 2013, that her braid just like magically appears from behind her head. And that would have been to speed up or give the appearance of fluidity. Sometimes in animation, you fudge things to give the appearance of fluidity because the human brain will notice something really jarring. A couple of accurate but jarring frames will ruin an animated sequence, and sometimes your brain just kind of fills in the blanks, and it's moving so fast for most people, they're not going to notice, right? It's animators and animation stands who tend to pick this stuff apart. But again, the mindset is we're looking for AI. Brian says the kids don't care. This is a massive upgrade over YouTube slop. It gets them closer to being a $4.6 billion company. Kids care, parents care, you should care. No, Brian's right. Brian is right. At the end of the day, what's going to decide whether or not this is successful is, do enough people care that it's going to hurt Disney's bottom line? Does the product not taste good? It just has to be good enough, right? McDonald's could definitely make better hamburgers, but they would have to charge more for them. And most people won't care either way. They could do a minor upgrade to a burger, but then people are going to complain about the prices. Disney shareholders want a return on investment. If they can make a $200 million movie, a $75 million movie, or better yet, a $50 million movie, and people don't care, and they go see it in the numbers that they want to go see Toy Story 5, that's the way they make movies now. Disney was using Xerox technology back in the 60s and 70s to save on inking. It's the same mindset. Your art, these things you love, and I hate to be that guy, and this is the guy who worked on this shit. All these things that you love, that you connect with, to the company, I'm not saying to the creators behind them, but to the company, it's product. And they're going to put the product out as efficiently as possible, and it just has to be good enough for the consumer to part with their money. That's the truth. And growing up sucks, man. I hate to break it to you, but I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.